The state legislative session begins Tuesday, and today we hear from a Plymouth lawmaker about her priorities. Mike Johnson sat down with Sarah Anderson, who starts out by addressing school funding.
We put in more money towards our school districts, $1.35 billion overall, 2% and 2% on the formula. But I think going into the next legislative session too, there's some challenges with teacher shortages and so forth. We did some work on that, but there's obviously more work always to be done. So
another school issue is called lunch shaming. When a child can't eat a hot lunch at school because the parents haven't paid the bill. And it's surprising that we still hear about this, but I guess we are.
Yeah, you know, I worked on that issue in 2014. We thought we had solved the problem, but we still have school districts that are dumping trays in front of children. And it shouldn't be the fault of the child. We need to take the child out of the equation, and so we're going to do some legislation to make sure that kids are not stigmatized in school.
Is that a special fund for that kind of thing?
We're going to set up a fund that people can put money towards to help kids. I know every school district typically has a fund like that. We're going to do that, but then we're also going to tighten the language that if you're not complying with this law, there will be consequences for the schools.
All right, tax conformity, an issue everybody's talking about, and everybody's got a different take on it. What's yours?
Well, we need to take a look at this issue, how the federal tax bill impacts Minnesotans and what we can do to address some of those changes that we have, because we want to make sure that you don't have to do tax gymnastics, if you will, to file your taxes.
So 2019 could be messy for taxpayers if nothing is done.
It will definitely be messy if we don't get some kind of relief there.
In your district, there is a bridge that people would like to replace, and that could be part of the bonding bill.
Yes, so the Rockford Road Bridge that hasn't had some work done on it in a long time. It's deteriorated. The city of Plymouth has been advocating for some funds being dedicated to that. So it is a bonding year, and hopefully that will be part of the bonding package if that goes through.
And there's a lot of talk about the size of what a bonding legislation should be. I think the governor wants $1.5 billion. A lot of people say that's maybe too much. How much discussion will that get?
Well, we did a bonding bill last year, and typically we only do one every 2 years, and so I think that's some of the discussion around bonding and how that works. I think when we're looking at it from our perspective, we're trying to make sure that it's for infrastructure. So things like the Rockford Road Bridge, there's some rail-safe way crossways that we're trying to address. I know Plymouth has that as a priority as well. So if it goes through, we want to make it focused on infrastructure.